Study WAP 2020. Hey guys, my name is Connie. Oh my god, this is so awkward. Okay, well, if anyone is curious, as of September 2019, Study WAP is married to model Leandra K. Gonzalez. So, glad we could get that settled. Hey guys, my name is Connie and I am a licensed pharmacist and dental student. Today I'm going to be answering your questions all about why I decided to go to dental school after I graduated from pharmacy school. So basically growing up, I always knew I wanted to be like a healthcare provider of some sort. So I really loved science, I really loved taking care of people and making people feel better. And above all, I had Asian parents. I'm just kidding, they totally would have let me have options. Engineer, lawyer. But in my head, I kind of like always knew that making people feel better and working with people was always going to be my thing. But my problem as a kid though, and as an angsty teenager, was that I just kind of didn't really know what direction to take it. I liked so many different things that it almost made it hard for me to pick one thing to do, really. So when it came time to apply to colleges, I had a bunch of different healthcare majors in my mind. And in particular, I applied to my state school's pharmacy program, which was basically 2 years of undergrad. You get straight in from high school, and then if you keep a certain GPA, then you can just go straight into pharmacy school. No need to take the PCAT or anything like that. So obviously, as you can tell where the story is going, I chose that. It was also the most financially responsible decision for me to make, so I just ended up going with that to my state school. In the back of my mind, I was never really like,
you know, I dream of being a pharmacist, or I really want to be a pharmacist.
It was just kind of something that I just went with, and I was like, you know what, maybe I'll learn to like it. Spoiler alert, you never learn to just like something, so just don't make that a reason why you choose anything. But anyways, yeah, I was like, okay, maybe I'll learn to like it. And then I also figured, if not, if I don't like it, I can always just drop out in the first 2 years before I actually start pharmacy school, whatever. So basically, I start college, and I love it because, duh, it's college. So I have a great time, I meet so many friends, I get so involved in pharmacy clubs and things like that. And in becoming super involved, I basically became like super hardcore pharmacy. Like I would probably have gotten a tattoo of it. Like I was just so sure that this was the right path for me. I was loving all the people that I was meeting, things like that. I wasn't really thinking about like what it would actually be like to be a pharmacist, just because in my first 2 years, the only classes we really took were prereqs. So I was taking like anatomy and phys and biochem and nutrition, things like that. So I wasn't really like, yes, I want to be a pharmacist. It was more just like, I really like the pharmacy program here. In hindsight, I actually did have this one really crazy, like serendipitous moment, just like laying in my bed on YouTube, chilling. It was sophomore year, like right before I could have switched out. And I just had this thought pop into my head, like, what if I became a dentist and like went to dental school? So obviously in this like cold sweat, I grab my laptop and then I start Googling like, should I become a dentist? Which, by the way, like, don't do that if that's how you want to, you know, figure out your career someday. So anyways, the first thing that pops up is like 10 different SDN articles that are like disgruntled dental students and dental professionals that were saying like, don't go into this profession, it's a dying profession, blah blah blah. So obviously I was just like, I never thought about it for the rest of the semester. So fast forward, the year is 2015, the air is sweet with the sound of Fetty Wap. No, but really, like, was he really there, or was he just like a figment of our imaginations? Because I don't know where that man is now. Anyways, I realized that maybe this was a mistake. For one thing, I really just didn't care about drugs or medications, anything like that. For two, it was just kind of like a gut thing. Like, I just knew in my heart of hearts that this wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. I didn't feel fulfilled at all or interested in anything that I was learning, really. So I kind of just like floated through first year, and I actually got really bad grades too, which sucked. So I just felt like burned out. I felt like I was working at my max but not really reaping any sort of interest or benefit from it. Fast forward to that summer after my first year, I was really burnt out. So one way that I coped with being burnt out was I turned to arts and crafts, which I really just love. I love working with my hands. I love getting lost in the moment of like working on something. And again, I can't really explain this next moment, but I just had like a thought pop into my head where I was like, what if I could like do this for a living, like arts and crafts, to help make people feel better. So anyways, I kind of immediately thought of my brother-in-law because he is an awesome dentist, but he's also an amazing artist, and he's been able to use his hand skills in his line of work as a dentist. So then from there on, it's kind of like the stars just all aligned, and then suddenly I like realized that this was for me, but I wanted to make sure that it was for me. So I went on and I shadowed him, realized that I loved it. I started shadowing my own dentist too, and then I eventually actually worked as his dental assistant while I was finishing up pharmacy school. Along the way, I've also just loved to learn how so much of your oral health can impact your well-being, whether it's like aesthetics or being able to eat the foods that you love, being able to feel like you're smiling the way that you're used to. And also there's just something about like the mouth being its own ecosystem but something about the mouth and teeth just interested me a lot more, I guess, than the rest of the body, which is why I never really thought about pursuing medical school or anything after that. So anyways, I'm sure you're all wondering why I decided to finish pharmacy school first if I knew so early on, like after my first year of pharmacy school, that it wasn't for me. Honestly, it was just because I kind of calculated how much time it would take for me to take physics, take the DAT, get enough shadowing and working experience and everything like that. And I figured out that it would actually take about like 2 more years for me to complete everything and to be able to apply. And at that point, I would already be in my 4th year of pharmacy school and going on rotations and things like that. So I figured, well, it is going to take the same amount of time anyways, why not, you know, get that extra doctorate. I guess one good thing that came from this is that now I can use this degree to find a job and work part-time. Some people think I'm crazy. Honestly, I think it's for the best if I at least try and, you know, make the best out of the situation that I have. So yeah. Okay, now if there's anything that you can learn from my story, spend the time early on to learn about yourself and learn about what is important for you and what you want and don't want from a career, because what you don't want is like equally as important, if not more. And yeah, while you're young, just play around with different options. I'm lucky that I was in an accelerated program, so I'm still kind of considered, I guess, young for where I am in life. I'm only 24. That's not to say that if you're like older to not go after your dreams, but I'm just saying that it'll help out a lot down the road and early on when you're like in high school. Like explore your interests and really get to know yourself. So I know it's still kind of crazy, but I guess that's how I ended up here. Honestly, ever since I started thinking about dentistry and deciding to pursue it, I have not looked back at all. If anything, every single day that I'm in school, learning new things kind of just affirms that I made the right decision. If you're out there and you feel like you still haven't found your thing yet, I wouldn't give up. Just, you know, keep going after it and keep looking for it. And here's the thing, all it takes to really get what you want is just a little bit of courage and a lot of hard work. I know at first I was like really intimidated at the thought of going back to school. Sometimes I honestly still am, because I like wake up and realize that I'm back to being like essentially a freshman, but it's so much more worth it for me now to feel like I'm at least on the right path. I'm doing something that feels like me and that feels like I'm going in the right direction. Oh, and also just like don't go on studentdoctornetwork.com. Like, don't do it. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, as usual, like, comment, and subscribe down below. And follow me on my Instagram page at The Pharma Dental. Anyways, have a good one, guys, and I'll talk to you later. Up Queen, My Way, 679.